Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And if you're listening today, hello. And also, I normally like to have a little chat about spiritual matters. And then we're going to have two callers call in and we're going to do some readings. So that's really exciting. So first, I would like to sort of talk about situations in life that happen to us. And I think that sometimes, our personal situations can always, not always, but can quite regularly, we can be confronted with challenges. And those challenges can be, for some people, very challenging. And I know that for some people, they've had to deal with, abuse or addictions or all sorts of things that can come our way that are really, really sort of difficult in our life. And this brings me neatly round to, and I have mentioned this lots of times before, and I'll probably do it again as well. But here we go. I have a friend who is a medium, and she has gone through an incredible story and an incredible journey that I think is worth. Let me just tell you about it. So she was born into an alcoholic, abusive family, and she had many sort of, her journey was sort of twisted and turned with all the problems that would entail as you're growing up. But she always tells me that from a very young age, she was always aware of Mother Mary and always aware of Jesus and very sort of, and she had that sort of spiritual mind. She was brought up as a Catholic, and then what happened is, as she got older, she started to sort of sense spirit around her, and lots of sort of things happened to her. And it came to a point where angels and people from the Bible would communicate with her. And what she's done is she's written this book. It's called From Dark to Light. So it's from all the tragedies, going through all the tragedies. And it shows exactly how she turned her life around with the help of the spirit world. And I think that's quite sort of, critical in that point, how much the spirit world enhanced her life. And I feel that, and I personally feel that anybody who is perhaps listening, who is going through some challenging situations in their life, could really take some inspiration from this book, whatever your circumstances, because let me tell you, there's a whole list of circumstances that she went through. It wasn't just one situation. There was lots of challenging things that she had to deal with. And she's been exceptionally brave documenting it all. But what she shows is how she came to the light and came through to the light with the help of the spirit world. And I think that she is a living example of how you, if you have a problem, can do that too. So, her book is called From Dark to Light. It's a memoir of spiritual awakening, and you can find it on Amazon, which is really easy, or you can go to dawnbarlowmedium.com, and her name is Dawn, and the book, how she's written her name on the book, is Dawn M. Barlow. I think that stands for Marie. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her afterwards. But anyway, so From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening, and it's on Amazon and dawnbarlowmedium.com. And also there's some revelations that where Michael Jackson spoke to her, which you might want to read. So get the book. Whether you're just curious about her story or whether you can be inspired by her story to help you in your life, whichever way it is, it's worth the read. So thank you for considering to buy the book. Now I'd like to go to some callers, and I believe we have Cami in Wauseon, Ohio. Do you know, I have no idea if I've pronounced that correctly. Cami, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, and how do you pronounce the town where you're from? Wauseon?
It's Wasion.
Wauseon, okay. Nothing like what I said then. Well, I'm glad we put that right. I am a medium, and I look to either I can connect to a loved one in the spirit world, or I can get some guidance from my guides. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
I usually the West had something like this. It was usually the relatives coming in and giving, and talking to me. That's, I
Right.
mean,
So
it's
that's your preference. Is there anybody in particular that you would like me to connect with?
oh, there's actually two.
Okay. Well,
Um,
give the reason I ask is
uh,
we only literally have 10 minutes. So
right.
it can
Um,
it's getting to the point, if you know what I mean.
right. Let's my grandmother.
Well, that's interesting because your grandmother was already here. I was aware of her, and she. So that's interesting that you specified her because I was going to say to you I can feel her here.
Mhm.
Um, so let me see what she wants to say. She's she's coming across to me today as being quite upbeat and quite jovial, but she's also coming. I can also feel with her that there is a tendency to be concerned about family members, and sort of a little bit of worry and concern with her. And I don't know if that's a tendency or whether that is where she's at today when she thinks about her family. Would that make sense to you about her?
Yeah, she was that type of person all the time. She's always worried about all of us.
Yeah, I do get a little bit of worry. And she's coming through, and I feel like she wants to have a worry session with you. so, so, um, and and she says that, oh, have you been asking her for her help? Because
Yes.
she's making me feel as though you have. Oh, you have, okay. Because she's telling
Mm-hmm.
me that's what you've been specifically asking her for your help because you feel she's saying to me that you feel a little bit lost in your life, and she's saying to me that you have um, it's almost as though you don't know which direction to go in, and um, you feel it's like you're feeling a little bit trapped or stuck in a situation that
Mm-hmm.
that you prefer not to be in, and she's she's aware of this situation. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes. She's usually my go-to when I needed, you
Yeah,
know, that kind of like push.
yeah.
And
she's
she's not
she's
here
saying
to give me.
sure, and that's I think when you lose that go to, it's really sad, isn't it? Because whenever there's a situation that crops up, it makes you think of them with sadness. And
Mm-hmm.
I know with her that because she's saying to me that there's been many times where you just want to get out of a situation. It's like you feel. She's making me feel like you're. It's like you feel obligated or trapped, or um, and 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 it's almost as though you don't. It's almost like you want to leave this situation, but you don't know how to physically do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's not just a question of knowing how to physically do it. um there's all that guilt. There's a guilt around you as well. and she's and I and I'm concluding from what she's saying that this is possibly a relationship that you're wanting to pull away from. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's saying to me that she's making me feel like she didn't have it so easy herself, when you consider relationships. Because I feel she's making me feel like she had some ups and downs with that herself. So she's making me feel like she understands firsthand exactly what you're going through, and she's saying that she's making a promise to you that she's going to actually help you in navigate your life towards happiness, because she feels that you. Now, I'm always a little bit uncomfortable about saying things. What somebody in the spirit world is their opinion. I want to stress that this is her opinion. That doesn't mean to say that it's the correct opinion. It's her opinion, and you have to make up your mind yourself. But I'm sure you sound like a very level-headed, intelligent woman, so I don't probably need to say that to you. But she's making me feel as though she feels that the best thing to do is to come out of that relationship. She doesn't feel that this relationship is right for you, and that you have not only outgrown it, but you it's like you're miserable and upset and hurt and not happy in it. And she is saying that she's going to help you sort of almost like navigate and find the path that you need in order to be clear. Does that how does that sound to you?
It sounds so weird. I don't know if she's talking about my marriage or if she's talking about my job. Because she's always like, I don't know, she just got me all confused now. Like, I don't know. I'm just, wow. I'm kind of speechless at that whole thing, because she was always about my husband. And I know with my job, I've been kind of contemplating the type of job I do. It's really strenuous and stressful, and I don't ever see my family. Wow. But she couldn't be more clear on what the what relationship she's talking about.
If you recall, when I was talking to you, if you recall, what I actually said to you is I am interpreting from what she's saying to me that she's talking about a relationship, but she didn't say those words. So I just assumed, because she was saying that you feel what her words was that you are. So I was just following her words. You are trapped in a situation where you are not happy and feeling uncomfortable about and want to escape from. And so I'm not sure what she's referring to in that situation, because she didn't tell me. But but I do know that you feel so when I say, do you feel, when she says that feeling of being trapped, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And but that makes sense more with your job. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's more so, because at times I do feel trapped at my job. Like, I feel that's all I ever do is my job.
Yeah, because I
feel guilty. I feel guilty if I take a day off. I feel guilty if I get called in, or if I have to stay over.
and she mentioned about the guilt that you feel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's saying to me that she's making me feel like she's going to help you in sort of navigate your way, because I just feel like she makes me feel like your unhappiness is not worth it. And it's like she's making me feel like there is an alternative to life. And she's also giving me this sensation that that your happiness is worth more than, and also your family's happiness is worth more than this job. And she's also making me feel as though she's making me feel like in her life she wouldn't have she wouldn't have put herself in, she wouldn't allow herself to be in this situation. She's making me feel as though and she's showing me, she's holding something in her hands and I can't quite see what it is, but she's showing me that she wants to take you to it's like she's going to bring you to a different situation and a different environment. Um, um, and she says that she's making me feel like there's a real sort of tiredness with you as well, like your energy levels are slightly down. And she's
Mm-hmm.
saying to me that you're sort of struggling with almost like with the demands of life. You're being pushed and pulled in all different directions. And she's saying to me that she's just saying to me that she's heard you ask out for her. She's heard you, she knows that you want her help and she's going to be helping you moving forward.
She's right.
Also, would I be right in saying that you have some sort of jewelry that belonged to her? I'm seeing something that's got some sort of, I don't know whether it's a miraculous medal or whether it's a cameo brooch, or there's an embossing on it or something like that she would have had, and somebody in the family has got this.
Probably my uncle has everything.
Yeah, because she's making me feel like this. She's making me feel that particular piece of jewelry she would like you to have. And also, I feel there's some furniture that's been inherited by the family as well. Like it's like a chest of drawers or a chest of something. I can feel a drawer being pulled out, and it's like a dark wood as well.
It could be her desk.
Yeah,
we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything of yet because there's only one particular person that is in charge of everything. So they've actually just taken it all under their hands. So we haven't really seen anything.
She's making me feel like she wants you to have this particular piece of jewelry. It's either a miraculous medal or a cameo, because I feel something embossed, and she's asking you to remember that.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to have to go because I have another caller waiting. So thank you, Cami, for calling in. I hope that helps, and I'm sorry for your loss, but thank you. So we have Megan in Kokomo, Indiana. Are you there, Megan? Whilst we're just waiting for Megan to reconnect, I want to go back to sort of, difficult situations that we may have in our lives. What, I was talking earlier about the book that this is written by another medium, Dawn Barlow. And if you didn't get it the first time round, don't forget, you can get it. It's called From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening. And you can get that on Amazon or dawnbarlowmedium.com. So it's just about a courageous story of her life where she was able to go from some difficult, tragic times, in the depths of some dark moments, and also some tragic moments that her life took those twists and turns. But what happened was it led her to the spirit world and to a new way of life. So don't forget, Amazon.com, From Dark to Light, a memoir of spiritual awakening. Now, I believe we have Shelley in Berlin, New Hampshire. Are you there, Shelley?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Shelley, and how are you this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Now, I am a medium and I can connect to a loved one in the spirit world, or I can look to give you some guidance from my guides. How would you like me to work?
Well, I need help searching for a missing man here in my area.
Sorry, a missing...
There's a gentleman missing from the town I live in.
Right. Okay, and
he's presumed
what's
dead.
His name? What's
his
his name?
Is George.
George. Right, let's see. Right, what I'm being told is he hasn't passed and he's still alive. And I'm being told that I'm getting the feeling that there is a little bit of depression around him as well, a sort of low mood, very low mood, depression. Would that make sense about him?
Yeah.
Because I feel very depressed, and I think that the concern amongst your community is that he may have taken his own life, and I feel that he has had suicidal thoughts, but I feel that he hasn't embarked on that as at today. I'm getting the feeling I'm being shown this white light that's surrounding him, and I feel that there is people in the spirit world trying to assist him and bringing him back to a different way of thinking, and I just get that feeling that there is like the spirit. I can see this light, and I'm hearing the words that it's angelic light. So I feel that the angels are helping with it, and I just feel this light that's just descended upon him, and he's being helped. But I do feel that he has got very, very low and in a very sort of dark place in his mind. And I'm being told that the spirit world are doing everything that they possibly can to give him a new way of thinking and a new way of looking at life. They're trying to inspire him and bring him round into that different mindset. And I just get that feeling that it is their intention, and I'm being told that it's God's intention that he does get found, he does get and he does come back to his community, and I just get that feeling that he's not meant to be missing or pass. This isn't. I'm being told this is not his path, but his path is to recover from this. But it's almost like you experience the depths of the low, but don't actually do anything. And I just know that the spirit world are really working hard with him to turn his life around and turn him around. As I talk about, the depression and everything, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do when I finish the show, I will put his name on my healing list. So my healing guides and my healing team will be helping as well when I send out absent healing. And I feel also, is there something that's been written about him in the newspaper?
Yeah.
Because I'm being shown newspaper cuttings because I feel like it's become quite sort of public in the newspaper. But I'm being assured he will be found. I'm being told he will be found, and I just hope that the angelic realm are successful in their intention of turning him around. I'm sorry that you're having to go through this, Shelley. It's a worrying time for you and people that know him. But I have put him on my healing list, and remember the angels are trying to help him and pull him around.
Is there anything coming to, like, we've looked a whole bunch of places. Is there anywhere specific that we should try to look to find him?
He makes me feel as though he's somewhere outside, and I can feel trees around as well.